Welcome team to the stress-free meal prep, your complete guide to how you can do meal prep stress-free as a busy parent. So meal prep doesn't have to mean that obviously all your cooking is plain just chicken, broccoli and eat everything out of just a Tupperware. So whether you're a parent managing obviously the chaos of family life or non-parent with a demanding work schedule, everyone can benefit somehow from reducing the stress that you can feel around the food. It's one thing that we need to survive, but yes, we do stress over it, or we opt just for some convenience. We see meal prep as that it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of our efforts and into our schedules, and that then simply we just opt for that conveniency. We'll grab a meal deal because we haven't got any lunch prepped, or we'll just grab a takeaway because dinner's not cooked, it's going to take too long, or I haven't got the chicken out of the freezer. One or the two is always going to be not an excuse, but a reason for why we feel like meal prepping is a bit too stressful. So this guide is going to give you a flexible system that allows for you to prep in less than an hour and still fuel your goals with meals that actually feel doable and delicious. So why meal prep? Isn't it just for kind of shredded fitness influencers? So a lot of the time we feel like meal prepping has to be for these bodybuilders because we're seeing obviously bodybuilders naturally will meal prep more than others. So let's just be real for a second. How many of us have seen all the fitness influencers, the bodybuilders showing off what they eat in a day on social media, showing off prepping food for us to then feel like there's a lot we need to do, or we feel like that's the only way we can get to the goals is that we have to do all this meal prepping. We have to meal prep all of our breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks, like 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. To find that obviously meal prep sounds a bit boring, or a way to kind of time consuming in an already busy schedule. But what you're being informed about is it gives you back time on a busy evening or during the day. It cuts down your decision fatigue massively as human beings, as people. Our decisions, because we're in life arrayed with a lot of kind of options, we have massive amount of decision fatigue because we're just wondering, constantly thinking of it 20, 30 minutes time of how many decisions we need to make. Reduces the chance of you just grabbing that takeaway and then keeps you on track without any kind of perfection as well. So meal prepping equals your backup plan, not just your rigid rule book. So the stress-free meal prep philosophy. So we just don't want to be giving you some strict plan that doesn't simply kind of work for you, or with foods that you don't just enjoy. We want to give you the tools and everything else so that instead of everything else, you can prep your way exactly on your terms. Every one of us in this team is completely different. Our schedules are different. Our lives are different. Everything about our life is completely different. So what works for me in meal prepping may not work for you. It may not work for client B. It might not work for anyone other than yourself. So we want it quick and easy. We want swappable ingredients, and we want to batch cook without you even feeling like you're burning out. And you want to prep once and eat it in many ways. So the goal we want you to aim for here is 1 hour a week that saves you hours later in your week. So we call this the 4-step meal plan flow. So we want to simplify as much as we can for you, which we can do in just 4 easy to follow steps. So number 1, you want to pick a prep style that would be suited to you. Number 2, you choose your core ingredients of what you want to enjoy and what you like. And number 3, you batch cook and store them away. And number 4, you mix and match within minutes. We're not obviously looking for all or nothing. We want you to understand that even a partial prep still counts as you meal prepping. So pick your style prep, number 1, step 1. So we want you to choose something that fits easily into your week. So we have 3 different options here. So we have a full prep, so where you cook full meals, which obviously gives you the benefit and the best for any chaotic weeks coming up, because then it just takes away any stress around your kind of food if you've got a lot going on. Ingredient preps, you just focus on your key items separately, so like your lean protein sources or carbs. So for me, when I was in my photo shoot last year, I just simply prepped my chicken and my mince for 3-4 days time, and my rice. Literally, that's all I'd done in terms of ingredient prep. Everything else I did as and when I needed to, because it literally would just take 5 minutes to chuck a salad in a box, chop it all up, and we're good to go. And then you got your hybrid, so where you look to prep your 1, 2 full meals and then batch your ingredients on the side. So we want you to start where you're currently at. Even prepping snacks or 1 protein is a massive kind of win in order for you to then build that momentum. Number 2, you want to choose your core ingredients. So like using a core formula is going to allow you to obviously have a balanced and goal-aligned meal. So like a lot of you would understand, protein, carbs and fats are our main macros, but when we put them into that formula of protein, veg, carb and fats, we get endless opportunities in terms of what we want to obviously make. So protein sources like chicken, tofu, turkey mince, or eggs, Greek yogurt, all that kind of thing. Carbs, you're going to obviously have your smart carbs like your rice, your wraps, your sweet potatoes, and your potatoes. Veg, frozen veg is so underrated. Obviously, instead of buying that fresh stuff, we don't have to obviously use it all the time. And if you buy a lot of frozen veg, it's there sitting waiting. Peppers and spinach, very, very good fiber sources, but also very, very good for your meal prepping. Fats, you want olive oil, you want nuts, you want hummus, you want cheese, you want peanut butter. So we want to aim for 2 to 3 portions of protein, 2 carbs, 3 to 4 veggies, and 2 fats. Simple as. It may not seem a lot, but that is literally as simple as it's going to get. And then you want to look at batch cooking and store. So we want you to be able to batch cook efficiently. So using sheet pans, air fryers, or even slow cookers are going to be really, really key in terms of you meal prepping with ease. Slow cooker, stick it in the slow cooker for 2-3 hours. You ain't got to worry about it. And then you come back to it and it's ready to kind of go. You just plate up in your individual portions and you've already done a meal prepping in terms of like ingredients. You've done your lean protein sources. Roast or grill multiple proteins. So when I did my photo shoot prep and I was cooking my chicken up for the week, I would obviously cook the mince on the hob. I do like 2 kilos at a time. I'd then do a kilo of chicken, but I'd chuck all the seasoned breasts into that oven whilst I'm doing the mince, and it just literally cooks it all at once. And I've done 3-4 days within 20-30 minutes. Cook your grains whilst obviously chop the veg. So having that kind of multitasking and having multiple habits kind of going on at once. We also want to ensure that we can store effectively as well. So you'll need clear, stackable containers. Obviously, there's no point in getting big ones that you can't fit in your fridge. Label these with your date and time when you made them or when kind of you need to eat them by. Freeze options you won't eat in the next 3 days. Simple as that, because you don't want to make anything for like 4 or 5 days' time that you're not going to eat and you're just going to chuck in a bin, because that meal prep then becomes worthless and then you think like you've wasted your time meal prepping. So anything like that in the freezer, you can obviously unfreeze it, cook it once, and you're good to go. So all I want you to think is, what will future me thank me for? And then step 4, obviously we have mix and match in minutes. So we tend to feel that if we meal prep, we just means that we just have to eat the same thing daily over and over again. Now, obviously, if you're okay with that and it works, absolutely kind of fantastic. I was eating the same thing multiple times a day and I'm fine with that. Obviously, just changing up my seasonings. But obviously, it doesn't mean that you have to as well. Like I said, everyone's life is different. Everyone's needs and kind of likes are different as well. So using your prepped ingredients just like Lego. So examples: chicken, rice, roast veg, and a pesto drizzle. You could obviously swap that out for a turkey mince wrap, salad and cheese, or prawn couscous bowl and a tahini drizzle, whichever's going to be easiest for you. These are obviously going to give you a quick balanced meal in kind of 5 minutes or less. So for example, like you could literally have ingredient prep, so chicken and rice done for the week, along with turkey mince, and then you could switch out turkey mince, rice, roast veg, and pesto drizzle, and you've got yourself a different kind of meal prep as well. And then obviously, so you're thinking, Mark, we're still feeling like it's obviously going to take us a lot of time. So let's go through some time-saving hacks. So prep doesn't have to take you hours or take up any of your life. We're obviously shown a lot on social media and anything like that prep has to take up your life. So using frozen pre-chopped veg or fruit is absolutely kind of fantastic. I've got a lot in the freezer that I kind of use. Just grab it out and literally cook it. It's easy as that. Tray baked meals, obviously, is going to give you less washing up as well, obviously. But you can obviously chuck multiple things in one pan, let it cook for 20-30 minutes, and you're obviously good to go. Cook double and freeze half of it. So, for example, if you've got a spag bowl in the evening that you're having with your family, double cook that or triple cook that, and then you've got yourself multiple meals over the week, and you actually haven't taken any more time out of your schedule because you would have been standing cooking that anyway. Or just like you said, freeze it and stuff like that. Or pre-cooked protein save you a lot of time. So like your rotisserie chickens, your boiled eggs, anything like this is obviously going to save you time, especially for like lunches and as well and everything like that. So family friendly and fussy eaters, obviously I get it. You may be thinking, well, my family isn't going to eat any of the stuff I'm eating. I have fussy eaters. It's hard. I understand. I've got 2 autistic children who are very, very kind of fussy and only eat certain things. Obviously, that then would make it more harder and more stressful. But whether you're feeding kids or picky adults, look to build meals like a buffet style. So let everyone just customize. Just make multiple ingredients if you need to, and just let everyone pick and choose what they want to. Keep your sauces and toppings separate. Obviously, some kids don't like your sauces or the toppings, so keep them separate. Have a base meal and flexible flavours, so you can obviously have everything around there. And the most important one, engage the kids and give them a fun name. So power bowls or DIY taco pizza night or make your own pizza night. You name it, it can be done. And obviously it can make it a lot of fun for your kids. And also as a parent, it gets them involved as well. Kitchen setup essentials. So obviously a tradesman or a chef are only as good as the tools they use and obviously the knowledge that they have. So it has been said a lot of the time, but now I'm not saying you need to go out and buy the top of the range skillet, utensils, bread mixer, you name it. You don't obviously need any of that, but a few tools that will give you kind of a smoother prep. Like we said, air fryer or slow cooker go a long, long way. I use my air fryer all the time, and it's absolutely kind of fantastic. 2-drawer air fryer, it saves loads and loads of times. Baking trays, obviously to give you that kind of one tray bake. 6 to 10 reusable containers for your meal prep storage. Chopping board and sharp knives are going to be absolutely kind of fantastic. And then number 5, which I feel like is underrated, spice blends. Have literally 3 to 5 spice blends that you like, that you can literally rotate. Then it's not obviously going to be that kind of boring chicken and rice. It's going to be seasoned, it's going to be flavoured to you like, and then you've got an option for kind of rotation through like 4 or 5 weeks. 1 cow olive oil spray, very, very key there. Olive oil is obviously a very good healthy fat, and obviously it's very, very good in terms of just giving you a calorie per spray. It's going to be a lot less calorific than obviously using main olive oil. And obviously this is going to save you a lot of time and stop you from having that kind of plain boring chicken and rice. As an example, for a 60-minute meal prep, so like when it's in an hour, so ingredients: chicken breast or thighs, quinoa or rice, peppers, broccoli and spinach, and feta. So plan, you just literally need to roast the chicken and peppers for 25 minutes in the same tray. We're using that tray bake. Cook your rice or quinoa for about 15 minutes, whichever's kind of ideal for you. You then steam or microwave your veg, whichever's kind of easiest, 10 minutes. Portion and cool, gives you 10 minutes. That is literally 60 minutes, and you've got yourself 3 to 5 lunch ideas, 3 to 5 dinner ideas, whichever is going to be easiest for you. So this is going to give you around 4 to 5 full meals and extras for kind of salads and wraps and variety. So like if you cook the chicken and breast and thighs, have them stored separately. The quinoa and rice stored separately. Peppers, broccoli and spinach stored separately. You can then bring them together to make one meal, and that's going to literally give you variety. A lot of the time you feel like you might need to like chuck your chicken breast or thighs in with the rice, in with the peppers, in with the broccoli and spinach and the feta, then that's obviously you've got the same meal for 4 or 5 days. Whereas if you store each individual ingredient differently separately in the kind of fridge, you can then customize that. So like we said, you could have a chicken breast, peppers, broccoli and spinach with a bit of feta and a bit of kind of drizzle on the side in a wrap. That gives you a variety. There's a lot of kind of difference in terms of, like we said, mixing and matching, and obviously making sure that we have different meals throughout that kind of week. And then obviously in terms of actions and stuff like that, so pick the prep style that is obviously going to be easiest for you. So like the 3 preps that we went through, the full kind of batch cooking, the full ingredient prepping, or kind of that hybrid mix and match. So then follow the parent plate formula, which is obviously we covered in another kind of guide, so make sure you go through that. If you need any kind of help in terms of understanding parent plate formula, that works for obviously non-parents as well. Reach out, we can obviously go through it a lot more. So batch cook, making sure it's under 60 minutes. We don't want to take any more than an hour. If we're taking more than an hour, we need to obviously look at that. And then mix and match to ensure that you've got that variety and you're not having that boring kind of same meal 3, 4, 5 times a week, because you're just going to get bored of it. You're going to get bored of food, and it's just obviously not going to be enjoyable. And then obviously just want you to keep it simple and family friendly as well. That's going to be the main thing as well. So your action steps: book 1 hour slot this week for prep. Even obviously doing 30 minutes is still progress to make it just simply easier for you. And remember, obviously the meal prep isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared.